Hello guys, and welcome to the 0 by 0 C LOR. So in these projects you need to start programming with C, start coding with C. And by now you also have known how to create a GitHub repository. If you don't know how to create a GitHub repository, go back to my channel and you look for the Git video. I explained how you can create a GitHub repository. So without further ado, let's get started. So after you created your GitHub repository, what you want to do is you want to git clone it. Just that git clone, and you paste your token, the GitHub, your username. You'll find that in the video. So I'm not going to do that now because I'm not connected to the internet. So I'm going to do everything locally on this PC. So let's just assume I've already done that. I've cloned it, and I'm gonna do that here. I'm just gonna do the mkdir by creating a directory, which is the low level. So this is gonna be the instead of me using the ALX, it's kind of long. So I just want to use something very short. So this is the repository you're gonna clone. It. The actual name for this is the ALX low level. Okay, let me just do that to avoid some confusion. ALX low level programming. Alright, that done. So just click on enter. I'm just going to create the directory. If I do ls, you can see that, and here is right here. Then I'm just going to copy. I'm gonna see the inside. My bad. Just gonna copy, and I'm gonna see the inside. Alright, so now I'm inside the ALX low level programming. So after you clone it from your GitHub, see the inside because it's in your what's it called, your sandbox. It's like a repo there. Yeah, it's a repo but like a directory, so you have to see the inside for you to do whatever you want to do. Now remember, every repo or directory you create, every directory must have a readme file. That's the standard for ALX. Without your readme file, the checker will keep failing unless you create a readme file inside. So in order for us to create a readme file, there are different ways you can do this. So now also waste my time, you can use the vi, then you have your readme.md. You can do this, or you can use the other method. This vi, I recommend that for beginners, or I can use the override, the appending, the redirection, which is echo. Then I can say starting to program where say, then I'm gonna use this, then I have my readme that's md. So doing this is gonna put this inside this readme file. So I do this, and if you do ls, you're gonna find the readme file, and if you do cat readme.md, you're going to see what I wrote here. You can see that you can take starting to program with C, or you can just do the vi and you create your readme file and you start doing everything. So I'm just using the shortcut here to create the readme file. So in your ALX, your first task there is the preprocessor, the 0 point preprocessor. So if you've gone through the if you've gone through the material provided by ALX, you're gonna know what this preprocessor is. Just like the first stage in compiling your source code to the first stage, the preprocessor does some things by removing your comment wherever, just like the lexical analysis in compiling. Lexical analysis, remove the comments, mix it, whatever. Just go through the material, you're going to understand what that is. So the question here is, write a script that runs a C file through the preprocessor and save the result into another file. The C file name will be saved in the variable the dollar and C file. So there is a file where to save it inside the C file. So this is it. And now you're going to compile this and you're going to stop at the processor stage. So basically, if you go online, you can search for how to compile and stop in the preprocessor stage. So this the command line you can use to do that. So you know, this $.dc file contains is the variable that contains your source code. So once you do this, just to say -e, the -e here denotes, okay, I want you to stop at the, what's it called, I want you to stop at the preprocessor stage. I don't want you to further into the compiler or go to the assembly and give me the source code. Or yeah, so basically that's what that stands for. And in order for you to do this, what you just need to do, you just go on, you know, you've created, so you just, I'm gonna copy it. So you always remember to do ls or check or do pwd to see your current working directory. Currently now here, what I'm doing here isn't correct because I also be in the 0.00 world. That's the directory that was governed by ALX. So I'm going to do mkdir, then I'm going to create the 0.00 -lo underscore world. So this is the directory where I'm to, you know, put my answers. You're going to see it in ALX. It's going to tell you the GitHub repo, the ALX low level programming, and when you come down, it's going to tell you the directory where you're going to put your answers, and it's going to tell you the 0.0 LL world. You can go to your ALX training and check that right now to confirm that. So I'm going to create this. Then after creating this, I'm going to see the inside. I'm going to see the inside this directory over here. Okay, now that I'm in the 0 bar, you can see if you do pwd, you can see this over here, which means this is the correct directory you're working with. So always make sure you do your pwd. If you're a beginner, you can just see it through here, you don't understand what this here means, you can just do pwd or you do ls to know what you're working with. So that's how you do that. And you know, I told you earlier that whenever I'm creating a directory repository, always make sure that a readme.md file. So I'm going to use the vi method here. So I'm going to use the vi method. Then you click on I to start your insert mode, and you can just do arch. You can check I think the GitHub where I've forgotten the name of what the name given to this kind of, well, just go back to your GitHub and search for the materials. You see how to, you know, format readme files. You're going to see how to do that here. So I'm just going to say okay, the hello world. If you save this and you put it to your GitHub, you're going to see this. Once you spend most time with this, you're going to understand how it really works. Okay, so the next line was right starting. So I'm going to do this, then I'm going to save it and get out. So if you do ls, you should see the readme file. Then if you do cat, you can see the content of the readme file. So there's a difference between a directory and a file. If directory is just like the folder in your PC, you know, you have a folder and you can see it into a folder, which means you can tap a folder and you see folder inside the folder. But a file is just the file that contains the content. The video in your videos, the videos on your PC is the directory, and the video inside the videos, I mean your video, like let's say you have Shazam the movie, or you have Wakanda Black Panther, you have the video, so that video is the file inside. You know, you can't see the inside the file. What you can only do to that file is to open that file. You can create another file inside that file. So that's how it works. Please study this and know the difference between a directory and a file. So I haven't done that, so I'm going to copy. I'm going to come back here. Can you just do this? Then I'm going to choose this. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to do VI, then click enter. Now if you go back to your ALX and you go to the instruction, you can see that the instruction says that every script you are creating, you should have these comments here that will make the what's it called, this is the compiler or the machine to recognize that this is a bash script and execute it using bash. So you're going to do this is the first thing you're going to do, and you do gcc, then you put your answer inside the -e, it's a capital letter E, then you pull this variable, there's a variable stored in our source code, then you do this, then you do this, you paste it, then you process escape on WQ by saving our exit, then you want to do the chmod, then plus x, and the name of this file. So you change the permission for this, and let's check the permission for this file. Let's see ls -l. Let's check for the permission of this file so you can see the difference. Okay, so you can see the user can read, write, and execute. That's it over here. This over here, it's the hyphen that denotes that this is a file. So if it's going to be a directory, you're going to see it's going to denote it there by writing D, and the D that represents directory, the hyphen here denote that this is a file. Then the user, the first three columns here, which is the read, the ALX, means the user can read, write, and execute. That's you're on the PC. Then it means the group, like let's say you have a team working on the same PC, so the team can only read and execute, they can write, which means they can make changes on this PC, and to everyone they can do that. So now we're going to do chmod, which is the change of the permission, and do x, and you just paste the name of the file here. Oh, sorry. Okay. Alright. So and we run that command again. So you're going to see, oh, it didn't change. Let's do ls to see whether, okay, it's executable, I think. Hold on. Whoever you understand what that means. So now that is executable. If you want to execute that, you just click on this and you just paste the name of that file and you click enter, then it's going to execute it. So it's telling me gcc command is not found. Since that command is not found, it means I've not installed it on this PC, but if I do that on Linux, it will probably run it. So that done, we've done the pre-processor, we've done the processor. Now we're to move to the next task, which is the, I think it's the compiler. So now we move to the compiler. So I'm going to read the question for the compiler. So it says, write a script that compiles a C file but does not link. The output, the C file name will be saved on the variable. So you can see, as you can see, given that this is the variable again, this $C file here is the variable for what we want to do. And I'll give our procedure is to the ALX low level, that's it over here, the ALX low level programming, and our directory is to the hello world, so we're inside the hello world here. And the next thing there is the one hyphen compiler. So this is the file where we're storing an answer, the one hyphen compiler. So if you've gone through the material, you know that in order for you to compile a file and do not link it, what you need to do is the hyphen C. The hyphen C here is a low cap, it's a lowercase c, and the name of this file here. So you do that. Oh, sorry. And just make everything faster for me. So I'll just copy and paste it. Alright, so there's an answer here. So what we want to do is just copy this and you do there. You can read more on that, or you go to ChatGPT and you type, hey, can you explain this command for me? Then it's going to explain the command and tell you what GCC means, what -c is, and this C file. And you can also denote and tell it that, okay, I want you to write, to compile a source code in C, but do not link it. It's going to explain what that is to you. So you can just go to ChatGPT and understand more on that. So this for the answer for this. You're going to copy this and you're going to paste it. Then you save it. Then you do the chmod, the hex for it to be executable. So it's executable. When you do ALX, you're going to see it is going to be green. So that's for that. Then let's go back to the assembler, where it says, the assembler says, write a script that generates the assembly code of a C code and save it in an output file. So in order for us to do this, we are told to write an answer inside the assembler. Okay, so here that's what we're going to write an answer. And don't forget your bin bash comment needs to be there always, the first line. And sometimes you might experience some error in your checker. That's if you have more than 2 lines. It's stated that your WC, which is the word count or line count, must give 2, the value 2. So if it exceeds that, you're going to get error. So in order for us to do this, it's GCC-S. You can search, Google search more on that, on how to do this. Then you copy this, then I think that's all for that. That's the answer for the assembler. Then all you want to do is you copy this, then you do your VI, then you paste it, enter, then hi to start the button, and you paste this inside. So on the way, another way to save, it says executable is ready. Alright, whatever, executable or not executable, I don't know how that got there. Anyway, you just have to do the chmod for you to be able to compile, because it's recommended by ALX. You need to do the chmod, then +X or U + X, so that you can read more on how to do that. So we'll go to the next one, which is the 3.9. So you have to write a script that compiles a file and creates an executable named C is fun. So in order for us to do that, this is how you can do that. This is what you're going to use most of the time when you want to execute your C file. So after writing your bin bash, so you do GCC, then you put this here, the C file $, you put this here, then you come here to use this and you write C is fun. If you don't understand the code, because I don't know, I'm going to explain better. If you can just go to ChatGPT and paste this there and tell it to explain in detail to you, I'm sure it's going to do it for you. And take your time to read more about the GCC and the synopsis. So a lot of GCC installed there. I would have done the man GCC, or you do GCC help to see the synopsis of GCC. But for this video, this is what I'm going to do. So you do this just to say C file -0 C is fun. So that's how you get that. And then let's move to the next project, which is the push. This is where we'll start using the Betty style of coding. So if you don't have Betty installed, that is a way you can install it. Just go back to the top of your intranet where the task starts the 0 processor. Then you read the instruction on how to install Betty, and you can also go online to watch how to program in Betty style, because Betty is going to give you a lot of problem if you are not coding according to a style. So now let me just do that quickly. Let me just do this, demonstrate this quickly. So we have everything there. Okay, we have everything, and now it's time for us to start programming in C. So the put here is a function. You can read more about C, or you go back to ChatGPT and tell it to explain what C, or you go back to your C documentation and see what the put function is. So the put function is a standard output function. It prints just like the printf. You're familiar with printf. So it's just like the printf. So in the instruction there, it says write a C program that prints exactly. Programming is like building a multilingual puzzle followed by a new line. So let's go ahead and do that. That's for -push. So now the instruction says use the put function. You are not allowed to use printf, and your program should end with the value 0. That's a return value. So now let's get started. So if you've gone through the materials, or you've gone through the C book recommended given to you on each resources, if you've gone through them, or you have a prior knowledge of C, how to program in C, then you should know that we always have an header file, which is the hash include stdio. The stdio there is the header file. That's the standard input and output. So after you've done this, then you want to click on enter, and you want to start your Betty documentation, which is description of what your code is. So you're going to do the, I think it's the /. Okay, then you do enter. I didn't mean I'm working on this thing is gonna make things easier for me, but if you're working on the sandbox, it's gonna make things easier for you. So I just have to indent this myself, and I'm gonna use some spacing. Then I'm gonna describe the main. I'm gonna use hyphen. Then I'll say this print the string. So this is just a description of the main, what our main function. All your codes, everything your program is about is gonna be in the main function. So what's the main doing? So it's going to print a string with the put function. With the put function. That done. If you click on enter, it's going to intend this itself for you. It's going to you can get something like this. And now we can just go ahead and write our description. Then you give it a colon. And using the put the main description. So description is where you just describe what's going to happen. That's a description for your main. So you can put anything, but I think it's very good if you detail it and write something that other programmers can resonate with. It's not actually cool if you write nonsense there, because if you want to get higher than others, and you give them your portfolio or your GitHub repo for them to go and accidentally they just came here and they saw the jargons, the nonsense you're writing, it's gonna make sense. So you can just write let's think. Okay, using the put function to print the string. So the string there is programming is like building a multilingual puzzle. So that's it. It's building a multilingual puzzle. Then you come, you click on enter, then it's gonna indent it for you, so you don't have to go through the program I'm going through right now. So then you write your return. Always make sure that the capital letter for your the first letter is a uppercase. It's an uppercase rather. So return. Then you click on 0, and you come down here and you close your comment. So that's basically how Betty wants you to do your commenting. You just have to include a description of your main and the return, and if you have any parameters that you declare in your variable in your main function, you have to include it there and give it a description. Alright, that done, then we're gonna start into main. Okay, so I'm just gonna write void inside, I'm not passing any parameter. Then just gonna come down here. Please make sure you follow this coding style if you don't have problem with Betty. And your what's it called, you have installed VI and you have your C, what's it called, the compiler, whatever is installed on your sandbox. So it's gonna indent everything for you. So this is not indent for me, so I'm just gonna use the tab to indent it. So this tab here, when you run Betty recognize it as a single line of code. So recognize it with 1. So let's go ahead and use that function put. So this put is just like the print f. Then you want to do this, and you want to use this the / for your escape sequence. You want to print this over here. Then I'm going to come back here to print this. Okay, multilingual puzzle. Then close it with the double quotes, and boom. Always remember to add this other column here, so it denotes the end of the line. So it does this, and you come back here, then you return. Then your return value must always be in an open and close bracket. Then you come back here and you do this, then you go down and you close your program. Then you go down and you close your program. Okay, alright, so basically this is what you do in the code, and you want to save it. So after saving it, you can just do Betty, then the name of the file to see if you have any errors. If you can just do Betty, so it's telling me Betty is not found because I've not installed it. So let's say I went to copy the repository and I installed it, and I installed Betty on this PC. You want to see, it's going to tell me if I have any error, if I have any truncating space or tracing. It calls it a name. If I have them, it's going to tell me, oh, you have this, you need to correct this, you need to do this, that it doesn't correct me and tell me what to do. So that done, you want to change your permission. You're going to make your file executable, because you don't do that, I don't think ALX, your checker, is going to mark it down for you. Alright, so let's do ALX. Then you want to do the ch mode for the file to be executable. I don't know what's wrong. Let me check for this. Let me just see. Read right. You can see this right here. I don't know why I think maybe because of the bash script that the comment I included, that's why it just went and make it executable. But let's do the search mode to see if it's going to change. Okay. Then let's run this command again. Still the same, but it's executable now. It ought to be executable. Let me do that again. It's not working. Anyway, when you do it on your, what's it called, I think it's restricting my permission to this. When you do it on your, what's it called, on your Linux, it's going to work better than this. Alright, so now let's move to the next task. So the next task is you use the printf. So the printf, it's simple. It's just like the put, the way we did that put. So I'm just going to go back to the put here. I'm going to copy the, what's it called, I'm going to copy the Betty stuff we did there. So let me just copy the old stuff. Okay, then let me create it, which is the 5 hyphen printf. Let's see. Oh, sorry, my bad. No, these other one ought to be, I was just wondering what's wrong. I was just wondering, so I'm going to change that. So that's the name of the file. Then I'm going to change it to 4 hyphen put. Let's see. By now it should be executable. Alright, so let's do that ch mode stuff here. Still not executable yet. Anyway, you just have to compile it. Then push. So I'm telling you not to link, or let's just do this. Let's compile it into something else. So this is not found. I can't compile that. Anyway, you just have to make it executable, and you're gonna get what's gonna get your answer. Alright, now that I have this, so what's the description? So print the structure with the printf function. So we're told to use the string. If you go back to your ALX, you're going to see what. So with proper grammar, so I'm just going to leave this, and I'm going to leave this, but I'm going to change this over here to printf. So printf can do that for us. Then you're going to put the with proper grammar, that's the string it's supposed to print out for you. So you're going to use the printf. So we're using the printf function here to print this old stuff here. So you're going to delete this. You're going to delete everything inside here, then you start typing what it is. So that'll be weight, proper grammar, but the outcome is a piece of art. Remember to put a dot. And one more thing, I forgot the, what's it called, the print a new line. So you want to add that to your other put function. You want to add this new line there so that your checkout won't be filling. So that's it for this, and your return is to 0. Okay, and that's supposed to be in. Okay, so I forgot to put that here. So what we're just going to do is, okay, so you can see what I'm saying now. It's indenting, so I had this error, I didn't save it with this. You can see it's indenting it for me. So let's just go down here. Just go down here and include that. Okay, so we've done that. Then we'll go to the 6th one, which says size is not render. So here there's a lot of work here. I'm gonna write it off, coach. Anyway, we're going over cam. That's 6 hyphen size dot c. Okay, then let me just paste those stuff earlier. Oh, sorry. Okay, so you know you have to this description over here, the description, you have to edit that, and you come down here, so you do this main stuff right here. So what I want to do, I'm going to remove everything in here. Okay, let me just do the okay, so my return is to return 0 and not 1. Okay, that's cool. And please, I made some mistake in this video, so always make reference to your intranet, check the instruction so your checkout won't give you problem. Okay, okay, all right, that's indented. So what you want to do here, if you go to in the instruction, you have to print the size of this stuff here. So I'm just going to start with the int. I'm just going to declare a variable here, which is the null. Then I'm going to do the other one, which is a char. I'm going to give it C, and I'm going to do the long, which is the num1. I'm going to do the long num2. I'm going to do the float f. Alright, now what I did there was just declare the variables. I'm not initializing, I'm just declaring the variables here. And after declaring those variables, I'm going to use a function to return that size. So let's go, let's print f, then do a two bracket, and inside we use this, and I start typing. So what should be inside? So size of char, then the double colon, and we have, so I'm going to use this here. You can Google search to see what ZU means, so it's just like the person D. So, and okay, bytes. Okay, I think the S. Alright, so I'm going to come back here to tell this person ZU, or you can use person D. You can play around that to see the result. If you have an ID like code block or C++, you can play around that to see what that is. So this size of it returns the size of your variable type. So the type for this variable is an integer, for this C is a character, for this non-one is a long, which is going to take 8 bytes, and for this long it's still going to take 8. I think this float is going to take 4. Alright, so just gonna put the name of the variable here, and I'm gonna come back and close it and tell it that that's the end of the line. So I'm just gonna copy this and repeat, then just change some little stuff in here. So, and please, for you not to have problem, always indent your codes properly, because it's better. So this is gonna be size of an int, and please always make sure that your characters are correct, because if it's not correct, your checker is gonna give you problem. So, oh my bad, these ought to be C and not num, because that's the character there. Okay, I think this is correct. Size of an int, which is 4 bytes. Then you paste this again, then you come back to a date, you indent it, then the size of a long int. Size of a long int, that be num1. So you can make reference to that. This over here, that's a long int. And just gonna copy this again because I have little issues. Okay. Oh, this is gonna give me some issues. Okay, yeah, I was able to correct the error. And the next one here is size of a long int. So that'll be 2. We're gonna change those 1 to 2, and we're gonna come here and add the long int. That done, then we're gonna come back here and we're gonna paste this to print the float size. So that is just gonna change to F, and I'm gonna change this of a float. So size of a float. So this gonna be the answer. I think that's all. Alright, good. Then you put your return, which is 0. Then you want to save what you've done, and after doing that you want to make it executable. Making it executable, then you go to your, this is how you make it executable, the ch mode, then plus x, and you know, the numbers of how you want to make it executable. In that case, it's going to be this 6 over here. Then you paste it, then you click on enter, so it's going to make it executable, and you can also compare it to see if it's working. Alright, so that'll be all for this video. In my next video, I'm going to talk on the extra tax, which is not mandatory for you. Alright, that'll be all. Have a nice day.